In the aftermath of Tyson Fury's disappointing loss to Oleksandr Usyk in their rematch, John Fury, Tyson's father, finally broke his silence. Notably absent from his son's corner during the fight, John Fury watched from the stands, and his perspective on the match has sparked considerable discussion in the boxing community. Initially, many believed John Fury's presence, or lack thereof, was a significant factor in Tyson's performance. However, the outcome of the rematch suggested that the issue was more about Usyk's superior boxing skills than any distraction posed by John. This notion was reinforced when John Fury himself scored the fight, expressing frustration over what he perceived as unjust judging. "It was easier for Usyk than the first fight," he stated, echoing the sentiments of many analysts who felt Usyk had clearly secured victory. After the match, John Fury was vocal about his discontent, insisting that the judges had been biased against his son for the second time. "Tyson was robbed, and it wasn't even close," he lamented, emphasizing the sacrifices Tyson made in preparing for the bout. His frustrations echoed through the backstage area as he vented about the boxing system, which he felt had failed his son. Despite the uproar, Tyson Fury himself appeared to share in the delusion of victory, raising his hands in triumph before the judges announced Usyk as the winner. This disconnect between perception and reality left many viewers puzzled, as Tyson had entered the ring with a game plan that ultimately fell short. The boxing world largely agreed that Tyson's weight, he came in heavier than in their first encounter, worked against him. John Fury was quick to point out, "You can't rely on weight against a technical fighter like Usyk." The fight showcased not just physical strength but also the importance of technical precision. Usyk's footwork and speed allowed him to evade many of Tyson's attempts to land significant blows. John remarked that Usyk is not merely another opponent like Deontay Wilder or Derek Chisora. He is a master technician who requires a different approach. Tyson's strategy of leaning on his size and weight proved detrimental as he struggled to respond to Usyk's agile attacks. John Fury did not shy away from attributing some of the decisions to Usyk's favorable public perception, given the ongoing war in Ukraine. "It's hard not to think that his story plays a role in the judges' minds," he asserted, reinforcing the belief that external factors may have influenced the outcome. The rematch was a closely contested bout filled with tactical exchanges, but it ultimately ended in another victory for Usyk, who retained his WBC and WBO heavyweight titles. The judges scored the fight 116 to 112 across the board, a score that left many in disbelief, considering the performances that unfolded in the ring. Promoter Frank Warren later noted that the fight was not as spectacular as the first, with no clear moments of dominance, which may have contributed to the judges' varied scores. In the lead-up to the fight, the atmosphere was charged with anticipation, featuring a star-studded crowd that included celebrities from various backgrounds. The event was not just about the boxing. It was a spectacle that drew attention worldwide. Tyson Fury's entrance, complete with a dramatic soundtrack, set the stage for what many hoped would be his triumphant return to the ring. As the fight progressed, moments of brilliance from both fighters were evident. Tyson landed several solid punches, and for a time, it looked as though he could regain control. However, Usyk's relentless movement and strategic counters kept him ahead. John Fury's anger after the fight was palpable as he reiterated his belief that his son deserved better, not only from the judges but also from the boxing system as a whole. Reflecting on the fight, John Fury concluded that while the outcome was disappointing, it was essential for Tyson to learn and adapt. "We can't cry over it," he said, emphasizing the importance of resilience in the sport. With uncertainty surrounding Tyson's next steps, John remained steadfast in his support, ready to help his son regroup and refocus for future challenges. In the world of boxing, losses can be as instructive as victories, and John Fury's fierce defense of his son underscores the emotional stakes involved in the sport. As Tyson looks to the future, the lessons learned from his rematch with Usyk will undoubtedly shape his approach in the ring.